Jamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Ballabha Girivardhari Gopi Jana Ballabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Vraja Janarandana Yashodanandana Vraja Janarandana Yashodanandana Vraja Janarandana Yashodanandana Vraja Janarandana Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Nitai Go Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Go Hari Bo. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki, Shri Harinam Mahamantra ki, Shri Harinam Prabhu ki, Gaura Premanande. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Tai Gaura Haribo. Jayam Vishnupad Paramhamsa Privrajikacharya Stotra Shishimad Apai Charana in the Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramhamsa Privrajikacharya Stotra Shishimad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Ādi-līlā Pravishta Paramahamsa Babaji Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Srila Nitya Jai Shri Nitya Lila Pravishta Shri Shaktirananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Shri Gaudiya Vedantacharya Shri Srila Baladev Vidyabhusan Prabhu Ki Jai. Jai Shri Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Narottam Srinivas Shaimananda Prabhu Chai Ki Jai. Jai Shri Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Jai Shri Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur Mahashaya Ki Jai. Jai Shri Rup Sanatan Bhattaraguna Shri Jeev Gopal Bhat Das Raguna Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Sarup Damodar Shri Rai Ramanandari Gaura Shaktavarga Ki Jai. Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Zagaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Jai Shri Antar Deep Mayapur Simanta Deep Godruma Deep Madhya Deep Kola Deep Ritu Deep Jana Deep Madhudrima Deep Rudha Deep Atmaka Shri Nava Deep Dham Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhan Dwadasha Vanatmaka Shri Vrajamandala Ki Jai. Dwadasha Upavana Ki Jai. Shri Shamakund Radhakund Jamuna Ganga Tulsi Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhaji Ki Jai. Jai Bhakti Vignavanasha Shri Nishingadev Ki Jai. Bhakti Pravada Shri Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Vrajamandala Shri Gauda Mandala Shri Kshetra Mandala Ki Jai. Chari Vaishnav Sampradaya Ki Jai. Chari Vaishnav Acharya Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Anantakoti Vaishnavini Ki Jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Samveda Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. All glorious to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Gaur Premanande Haribo. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. We'll start with the Mangala charana 2, please. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Nena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Śrī Caitanya-Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swaring Rupa Kadam Hayam Dadati Swapadantikam Adadhanastradam Dantar Idam Yache Punah Punah Srimad Rupa Padam Puja Dhuli Syam Janma Janmani Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Sadvatutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha Namah Shrishtam Manamapi Shachiputramatra Swarupam Rupam Tasyagrajam Urupodim Maturim Goshtavatim Radha Kundam Girivaramoho Radhika Madhavasham Prapto Yasa Pratitikupaya Shri Gurun Tam Natosmi He Guru Gyanada Dinabandho Swananda Data Koranaika Sindo Vrindavana Sina Hitavatar Prasida Radha Pranaya Prachara He Dinabandho Koranaika Sindo Kuru Prasadam Mayimanda Mudhe Laksha Paradhe Bahupapa Gadhe Tatpada Padme Stumatishta Krishne Pratushima Navadvipe Dvinetram Dvibhujam Gurum Varabhaya Pradam Shantam Smaritan Namapurvakam Tvam Gopika Vishwaravestani Antikesi Sevadikarini Guru Nijapada Padme Dasyam Pradaya Kurumam Rajakanane Shri Rathangri Sevana Rase Sukinim Sukhabdao Shri Guru Paramananda Premananda Palaprad Rajananda Pradhananda Sevayamaniyo Jaya Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Tinamine Shri Barshabha Navi Devi Dayataya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Dayane Pravave Namaha Madhuryo Jwala Premadya Shri Rupa Nuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupa Nuga Virudhapa Siddhanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshad Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambhara Sambhode Padam Bhujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sakchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupa Nuga Varayate Gaura Virbhava Bhomestvam Nirdesta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarva Bhoma Shri Jagannatayate Namaha Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratushe Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jayatam Suratau Pangor Mama Manda Matirgati Matsarvaswapa Dambo Jao Radha Madana Mohanao Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpadrumadha Srimad Ratnagara Singhasanastao Srimad Radha Shila Govinda Devao Prishtali Bhi Sevyamano Smarami Shriman Rasarasaram Bhi Vangshivatatastita Karshan Venu Swaner Gopir Gopinatha Shriyestunaha Eitin Thakur Godiyake Karyachina Atmasad Eitinera Charan Vandon Tine Moranad Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vande Nandavardastrinam Padarinum Bhikshnasha Yasam Harigato Gitam Punati Bhuvanatrayam Hantayam Adrir Abala Haridasa Varyo Yadrama Krishna Charana Sparasha Pramodaha Manam tanoti sahago ganayos tayor yat paniya suyavasakandana kannamulai. Vrindayai tulsi devyai priyayai keshavasicha Vishnu bhakti prade devi satyavatyai namo namaha. Shri Nrsimha Jai Nrsimha Jai Jai Nrsimha Prahlada Desha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Bringa. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata bhutanam adharmasya tadatmanam srajamyaham. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chadushkritam dharma samstapanartaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mami vaishyasi yuktvaivam atmanam matparayanaha. Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mukshayishami ma shuchaha. Shushrusho shradhanasya vasudeva kataruchi syanmahat sevaya bipra punyatirtan shevanat. Shinvatam swakata Krishna punya shravana kirtana hridyantaksto hipadrani vidunoti suhritsatam. Nashta prayeshu bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavat yutama shloke bhaktir bhavati nashtiki. Darajastamu bhava kama lobhada yashchaye chaitaiter anavidham stitam satve prasidati. Evang prasanna manaso bhagavad bhakti yogataha bhagavat tattva vijnanam bhukta sangasya jayate. Vidyate hridaya grantish chijante sarva samshaya shiyante chasya karmani drushta evatmanishvare. Malihai karishe bijarupan shravana kirtana jale kare shechan. Tahan vistarita haya pale prema pal ihan male sheche nitya shravanadi jal. Vairagya vidya nija bhakti yoga shikshartameka purusha purana Shri Krishna Caitanya Shariradhari krapam bhutir yastamaham prabhadye. Kalan nashtam bhakti yogam nijam ja pradush kartum Krishna Caitanya nama avirbhutas tasya padaravinde gadham gadham liyatam chittabringa. Ajanulambita bhajo kanakavadato sankirtanai kapitaro kamalaya takshao. Vishvambarao dvijavarao yugadharma palo vande jagapriyakaro karunavataro. Chaitanya Krishna Chaitanya Gaurango Dvijanayaka Yatinam Dandinam Chaiva Nyasinam Cha Shiromani. Raktambara Darashima Navadvipa Sudakara Prema Bhakti Pradashchaiva Shri Shachinandanastata. Nityananda Vidurdhendur Vasuda Prana Ballava Janavi Jivata Prati Krishna Prema Prada Prabhu. Padmavati Sutta Shriman Shachinandana Purvaja Bhavon Mato Jagatrata Rakta Gaura Kalevaram. Matsamo Nasti Papatma Naparadhi Chakashana Parihare Pilajja Me Kimbruve Purushottama. Yuvatinam yata yuni yunam cha yuvatau yata mano biramate tadvan mano meramatam tvayi. Bhumao skalita padanam pumir eva valambanam tvayi jata paradhanam tvameva sharanam prabho. Govinda balabe radhe prarte tvam aham sada tvariyam iti janatu govindo mam swaya saha. Radhe Vrindavanadi She Karunamrta Vahani Kripaya Nijaparabja Dasyam Mayam Pradiyatam. Nitaina Mineche Namirhatre Shadamulyanam Dite Chere. Nitaina Mineche Namirhate Shadamulyanam Dite Chere. Nitaina mineche namerhate shadamulyanam dite chere. Jaya Śrī Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now we're taking up in the Śrī Caitanya-Caritāmṛta, and the reason we're taking it up is because we're the luckiest people on the planet. We have everything we need to be happy. We have the Bhagavatam, we have the Caitanya-Caritāmṛta, we have the Bhagavad Gita, Nectar Devotion, Upadeshamrita, and other books, all with Prabhupada's purports, everything complete. We have the holy name. And if we're lucky, we have a little prasadam and some service to do and a place to lie down. And if we have that, then there's no other cause for happiness in this world. Everything else just is uncomfortable, and it's one adjustment after another that leaves us wanting or lacking. The only thing that actually fills up the heart is the process of bhakti, starting with Shravanam Kirtanam. It's the medicine that cures the most nasty, gruesome disease of all, and that's avidya, which leads to death. Nivritatārshurupagiyamana bhavaushadashotra manobhirama ka uttama shloka gunanuvadat puman virajita vinapashugnat. This is the medicine that is received through the disciplic succession, and just by taking this medicine, then one crosses over bhava, or the dangerous ocean of repeated birth and death. So Shukadeva Goswami goes on to say that don't hesitate to take this. Don't miss your medicine. People go off their meds, they go crazy. We've seen this before. What happened? He went off his meds. Stay on your meds. And take your Bhagavatam every single day. Take your Caitanya-Caritāmṛta every single day. Take your Harinam, Sankirtan every single day. And you won't go crazy and jump back in the ocean of poison. So we're continuing here, hearing Kaviraj Goswami's divine words, revealed words. We heard earlier this conversation between Krishna and Brahma. In fact, there was a question about that earlier, about where that comes from. And with a little research, I'll tell you something from a commentary from one of the acharyas about that conversation. Of course, that conversation, as I mentioned, is taking place after the Brahma Vimohana Lila. But we don't find it in the Bhagavatam. So one of the commentators, Vaishnava commentators, Radha Govindanath, says in this section of the Caitanya-Caritāmṛta, Brahmra utkita katar uttare Shri Krishna je kichu baliachena e rupa ukti Srimad Bhagavate nai. Brahmara katar uttare Shri Krishna jaha balite parena baliya Brahma ashanka karyachalena tahai Shri Krishna ukti rupe e payar ulkite hayache. And that is in response to the statements of Brahma mentioned previously. Whatever Sri Krishna said is not to be found in the Srimad Bhagavatam. However, whatever Brahma contemplated about what Krishna desired to say is spoken directly here in this verse of the Caitanya-Caritāmṛta. So this is, as we said and now confirmed, the commentary of Kaviraj Goswami. This is the power of revealed scripture. We hear all the time Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his commentaries telling us this is what Krishna was thinking at the time. This is what his devotee was thinking. And we find that also in the commentaries in the Bhagavad Gita and elsewhere, the insight into what's actually going on, the power of revealed scripture. And here, Kaviraj Goswami is giving us the inner conversation that's going on between Krishna and Brahma. So we have this intimate view of the actual mood of what's happening here. Text number 93. Ashraya janite kahi e nava pradarta. Ena vera utpatti hetu she ashrayarta. To know distinctly the ultimate shelter of everything that be, I have described the other 9 categories. The cause for the appearance of these 9 is rightly called their shelter. Krishna ek sarvashraya Krishna sarvadham. Krishnara sharire sarva bishvara bishram. The personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is the shelter and abode of everything. All the universes rest in his body. Dashame dashamam laksham. Ashritashraya vigraham. Shri Krishnakyam param dhamma jagat dhamma namami tat. The 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam reveals the 10th object, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the shelter of all surrendered souls. He is known as Sri Krishna, and he is the ultimate source of all the universes. Purport. This quotation comes from Sridhar Swami's commentary on the first verse of the 10th canto, chapter 1 of Srimad Bhagavatam. Text number 96. Krishnera Swarup Aro Shakti Traya Gyan Jarhai Tar Nahi Krishnete Agyan. One who knows the real feature of Sri Krishna and his 3 different energies cannot remain ignorant about him. Purport. Srila Jiva Goswami states in his Bhagavat Sandarbha 16 that by his potencies, which act in natural sequences beyond the scope of the speculative human mind, the supreme transcendence, the summum bonum, eternally and simultaneously exists in 4 transcendental features. His personality, his impersonal effulgence, particles of his potency, the living beings, and the principal cause of all causes. The supreme whole is compared to the sun, which also exists in 4 features, namely the personality of the sun god, the glare of his glowing sphere, the sun rays inside the sun planet, and the sun's reflections in many other objects. The ambition to corroborate the existence of the transcendental absolute truth by limited conjectural endeavors cannot be fulfilled because he is beyond the scope of our limited speculative minds. In an honest search for truth, we must admit that his powers are inconceivable to our tiny brains. The exploration of space has demanded the work of the greatest scientists of the world, yet there are countless problems regarding even fundamental knowledge of the material creation that bewilders scientists who confront them. Such material knowledge is far removed from the spiritual nature, and therefore the acts and arrangements of the absolute truth are, beyond all doubts, inconceivable. The primary potencies of the absolute truth are mentioned to be 3, internal, external, and marginal. By the acts of his internal potency, the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his original form exhibits the spiritual cosmic manifestations known as Vaikuntha Lokas, which exist eternally even after the destruction of the material cosmic manifestation. By his marginal potency, the Lord expands himself as living beings who are part of him, just as the sun distributes its rays in all directions. By his external potency, the Lord manifests the material creation just as the sun with its rays creates fog. The material creation is but a perverse reflection of the eternal Vaikuntha nature. These three energies of the absolute truth are also described in the Vishnu Purana, where it is said that the living being is equal in quality to the internal potency, whereas the external potency is indirectly controlled by the chief cause of all causes. Maya, the illusory energy, misleads a living being as fog misleads a pedestrian by blocking off the light of the sun. Although the potency of Maya is inferior in quality to the marginal potency, which consists of the living beings who are part and parcel of the Lord, it nevertheless has the power to control the living beings, just as fog can block the actions of a certain portion of the sun's rays, although it cannot cover the sun. The living beings covered by the illusory energy evolve in different species of life, with bodies ranging from that of an insignificant ant to that of Brahma, the constructor of the cosmos. The pradhana, the chief cause of all causes in the impersonal vision, is none other than the Supreme Lord, who one can see face to face in the internal potency. He takes the material, all-pervasive form by his inconceivable power. Although all three potencies, namely internal, external, and marginal, are essentially one in the ultimate issue, they are different in action, like electric energy, which can produce both cold and heat under different conditions. The external and marginal potencies are so called under various conditions, but in the original internal potencies there is no such conditions, nor is it possible for the conditions of the external potency to exist in the marginal or vice versa. One who is able to understand the intricacies of all these energies of the Supreme Lord can no longer remain an empiric impersonalist under the influence of a poor fund of knowledge. Let's go to the top because there's a lot here. And also, I forgot again to download the link for questions. Here it is. I must have it. ISV Library questions. I do have it. Yay for thinking ahead. Okay. Oh, we already have a comment. Srivatsa says, the only thing that fills up the heart is the process of bhakti, starting with Shravanam Kirtanam. Yes, exactly. And if you have that, you don't need anything else. You'll notice that those who are advanced in devotional service are satisfied with their process of service, starting with hearing and chanting. Nothing else needed. Okay, so now we're looking at the purport. So first of all, we have Srila Jiva Goswami from the Bhagavad Sandarbha is mentioning that Krishna's potencies, which act in natural sequences beyond the scope of the speculative human mind, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Supreme Transcendence, the Summum Bonum, eternally and simultaneously exists in four transcendental features. His personality is impersonal effulgence, particles of his potency, the living beings, and the principal cause of all causes. So here it is. He has potencies. This is very important because Krishna is the embodiment of, he's the Shaktiman, he's the source of all Shaktis. And he manifests those Shaktis in various ways. Sabhavika Jnana Bala Kriya Cha. There's Sat, Chit, Ananda features of the Lord. In Sat is being. Chit is knowing. Ananda is joy or feeling, happiness. And especially this Ananda is available only when there are two. So two means there's the source and then there's the Shaktis that come from the source and they interact, as we know from Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikritir Ladini Shakti Rasmat Ekat Manav Api Bhuvi Deha Bedham Gatau Tau Chetam Yakyam Prakadamaduna Tadvayam Chaikyamaptam Radha Bhava Dyuti Suvalitam Naumi Krishna Sarupam. Kaviraj Goswami includes this verse to describe how that the one has become two to enjoy. And now that the two, Radha and Krishna, have become one again in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to taste the devotional service. And Gatau Tau, there's a singular dual in many form. So this Tau Au means there's more than one. And they work in sequences. Parashya Shakti Vivavdaya Vishuyate, so Bhavika Jnana. So Bhavika Jnana, that there's a way that his potencies work in sequences, natural sequences beyond the scope of speculative human mind. So we can't understand how his potencies are working. Okay, so we have some questions here. Here's a question from Priya Kishori. I like Srila Prabhupada's example about how the pedestrian is misled by the sun. However, if the marginal energy is superior to Maya, then how come we find it so extremely difficult to overcome this covering? By our inherent nature, we should have the strength to rise above Maya, since the marginal energy is superior. I'm also remembering 714 in this connection. This divine energy of mind consisting of the three modes of material nature is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. The reason is because that inferior nature is presided over by the Supreme, Daivahi Eshu Gunamayi, and Mayadhyakshena Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam. It's working under his control, ultimately. So although the energy is inferior, because it's under the control of the superior, we can't overcome it. We see this dichotomy in the world all the time. Human beings manipulate the energy because it is inferior, so they get to play with it a little bit. And as I mentioned in the Gita, Krishna says, Apareya metastonyam prakritim vidi me param jiva bhuta mahabaho yayedam daryate jagat. He says, above the inferior energies, bhumirapunalo vayu kammano buddharevacha ahankara ityame bina prakritirashada, there's the para-prakriti. You can celebrate because now you know you're a para-prakriti. You're part of the internal potency. Yay! So why is it we get so enamored of the lower energy? Because it's, as Prabhupada says elsewhere, when you look at the sun in a mirror, it looks just like the sun. It's bright just like the sun. And similarly, this material energy is bright in many different ways. You look around and you say, oh, variety, enjoyment. Let me try it. It's a reflection, however. And it's important to know that. Now, let's just say the living entity who's superior to this earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind. And even nowadays, all you engineers manipulating all this subtle energy as well. And you're having a lot of fun with it, creating faster and faster internet and all kinds of stuff. So you're manipulating, you're controlling it, but then we become controlled by it. You create an iPhone because you can, and then next thing you know, you're captured by the iPhone. Can't get away from it. Stuck. It captures the attention of little Jiva. So Jiva's small, even though he has the creative potency, and he can become enamored of the external energy because of its divine origin and the control over it by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why he says, Daivahi Eshu Gunamayi, Mama Maya Duratyaya. It's his. So therefore it controls us. So the more we try to manipulate matter, the more we become manipulated by matter. That's a problem. It's Mamaivam Sho Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatana, Manak Shashtan Indriyani, Prakriti Stani Karshati. Karshati means grappling. We're trying very hard to manipulate the energy in different ways, aren't we? Trying to arrange it in different, just make an arrangement. You balance your checkbook and you got to find the right place to live so you can manipulate the energy in your favor. You try to get education as much as possible, manipulate the energy more, try to get the right partner, the right connections, put everything in place, put a fence around your property. But still, we become oppressed by it because it comes from a superior source and is being controlled by Krishna. So now let's look at the purport again, because there's a lot of important stuff here. So then Prabhupada says, he mentions the four aspects and compares it to the sun. So his personality, his impersonal effulgence, particles of his potency, the living beings, and the principal cause of all causes. So he compares to the sun. So this is an example given also in the Vishnu Purana, which was quoted to Sanatana Goswami by Śrī Caitanya-Caritāmṛta, and he was describing the Lord. It's a very simple example, but we can always remember this and come back to it, where he says, Vishnu Shakti Para Prokta. No, he says, Esha Desha Stitasya Agnir Joshna Vistaraniyata Parasya Brahmana Shaktis Tateda Makilam Jagat. That the Supreme is like the sun, says the Vishnu Purana. So if you look at the sun, you can see how amazing it is. First of all, it's inexhaustible. And second of all, it's nourishing everything in the universe. And third of all, even though it's very far away, it's manifesting its energies to every part of the universe. And then, because of the presence of those energies, everything's going on. Right now in my garden, there are zucchinis growing and all kinds of squash. And how is it growing? Because the sun energy is manifesting it. All the various forms in the universe get manifest by the power of the sun. So similarly, Krishna is in one place in Goloka Vrindavan, but his effulgence is manifest everywhere within his creation. It is by the power of that impersonal energy of the Lord, which is just like the sun rays, that everything is manifest and again wound up again, and things are going on in natural sequences beyond the scope of the speculative mind. Then he says the supreme whole is compared to the sun, which is four features, which we just described. And then he says the ambition to corroborate the existence of the transcendental absolute truth by limited conjectural endeavors cannot be fulfilled because he is beyond the scope of our limited speculative minds. I mean, come on, that's a sentence right there. I can read it again, it's so good. The ambition to corroborate the existence of the transcendental absolute truth by limited conjectural endeavors cannot be fulfilled because he is beyond the scope of our limited speculative minds, which is a good thing, because if we could figure him out, he wouldn't be God. God means unlimited and inconceivable. So we can rejoice in the fact that once we get to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that we can't understand anything because he's beyond the speculative powers of the mind. We can understand only what he reveals to us. In an honest search for truth, we must admit that his powers are inconceivable to our tiny brains. The exploration of space has demanded the work of the greatest scientists of the world, yet there are countless problems regarding even fundamental knowledge of the material creation that bewilder scientists who confront them. Any scientists here present? Can you confirm? Do you feel bewildered? Vrindavan Priya, I think, told me that a physicist can spend 20 years studying one little particle, be completely absorbed in it, never come to the end of understanding one little particle, and still not even know what he or she is looking at after 20 years of writing papers and studying it. However, we do try to manipulate it. So mostly scientists end up, where the big money is making bombs. It's like you can figure out how to make a bomb from manipulating the energy so you can blow people up. And this is the extent of science. It can't go much further than it can't conquer death. We can't solve the mysteries of the universe. It's a very superficial understanding, and the practical application is such that it's very difficult to control. Even a virus comes, and then the scientists work together with billions, trillions of dollars and say, make yourself a vaccine. And what is the prognosis? The prognosis is, we'll try. Maybe we can make it. And maybe we can't. We don't know. And if you ask any doctor about how you're doing or how you're likely to do, he or she will just give you the best answer that he or she can, and it's based on speculation, because we really don't know what's going to happen next. Such material knowledge is far removed from the spiritual nature, and therefore the acts and arrangements of the Absolute Truth are, beyond all doubts, inconceivable. So then Sukeshwari asks a question. She says, will a devotee ever meditate on impersonal effulgence? We were reading about Durvasa Muni meditating on impersonal Brahman in the episode of Ambarish Maharaj. Was that just a pastime? Well, Durvasa Muni is a kind of a mystic yogi, so he meditates in that way. It is a pastime. He's in pastimes mentioned throughout the Puranas, starting in Satya Yuga. He's in Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara, and Kali Yuga too. Durvasa is everywhere, but he represents a particular kind of transcendentalist who's enamored of the impersonal feature of the Lord. That's why when he challenged Ambarish Maharaj, this point is made in the Bhagavatam that Ambarish Maharaj was beyond intimidation by him. This Durvasa Muni, he goes everywhere and he eats people out of house and home, literally. Normally he doesn't eat much except for he takes some like wheatgrass juice. That's it. Durvasa Muni, he takes durva grass. That's all he eats. And then, of course, if he comes to somebody's house, he'll eat a lot. And he can eat and eat and eat. And he got angry at Ambarish Maharaj because Ambarish Maharaj took a little sip of water to break his Ekadashi fast before Durvasa came back to his abode. And he could tell by his mystic potencies that Ambarish had already taken something before his guest. And he was overcome by this sense of anger, because he felt insulted, and he thought that Ambarish was inferior to him because he was a householder. And so he tried to curse him. He pulled out a hair from his dreadlocks. That's where the mystic yogis keep their power. Created a demon, and the demon was destroyed. And then the chakra of Krishna chased after Durvasa Muni, who had to finally come back and ask for forgiveness for Ambarish. And one of the points that's made in that whole pastime, Ambarish is a simple devotee. He just worships Krishna with all his limbs and with his wealth and so forth. And because of that, he was able to defeat the great Muni. I mean, he wasn't trying to defeat him. He just naturally did because he has Krishna's protection. Rameshwar Prabhu, thank you for checking in. When the living entity is driven by desire of making everything about I and mine, the living entity doesn't want to overcome the illusions of Maya, because those illusions are the only way he can even think that I am this body and everything I perceive should be mine. Illusion is to accommodate the living entity's foolish desires. Such a nice point. This is something that Devamrita Swami points out frequently when he says that the living entities are engaged in mass consensual trance. I told about once when I was doing a Harinam from the Brooklyn Temple, and we had a vivacious group, I have to say. We came out, we were so excited to go on Harinam book distribution. We came exploding out of the doors of the temple, and we were headed downtown with such a lively kirtan party. We were feeling ecstasy because we were cutting through the Mayic curtain and the dross that hangs over New York City with the Harinam. And as we were going down the street, I started to notice that some people, when they see or hear the Harinam, they would go into ecstasy and they'd start dancing, or at least they'd smile. And other people would walk the other way, and some people completely ignored it. And we went so close to this one store where they were loading boxes into the shop. And we were so close, they were rocked by the vibration. But these two men didn't look up. And I was thinking at the time, how is it possible with this ecstasy flowing that you could pretend that it's not there? And then I had this realization that Rameshwar Prabhu just pointed out, which is that if you don't want to wake up, it's impossible for anybody to wake you up. You want the Maya, and Krishna, Krishna facilitates. Sarvasya chaham radisani vishnu matak smitir jnanam apohanam cha. He's so kind to the living entity that he fulfills every desire that he has. So Prabhupada says, so if you want to forget Krishna, he will give you a philosophy and the wherewithal to forget him forever, if that's what your desire is. And so you can ignore. The opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is actually indifference. And this indifference is based on ignorance. Ignorance is also called ignorance. I'm ignoring. It's horrible. It creates a void. You say, I'm avoiding someone. What are you doing avoiding? Listen to the word, avoid. You're making a void because you're not paying attention to your eternal nature. Jivera swarupa hoy, Krishnera nitya das. I'm eternally a servant of Krishna. I should be joyful in service, but I somehow or other ignore it, and therefore I create darkness. And that's something that's brought up here, that this ignorance of the living entity, ignorance of God, creates this energy. Rameshwar is saying this is what the living entity wants. So it manifests from a subtle level into the gross material existence, which covers over the living entity by his own choice, so that he can try to enjoy separately from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahma, when he's creating the universe, makes these coverings. It's some sort of software that he provides for each one of the little robots that you get put into as a living entity, so that you can pretend I'm a bird, I'm a squirrel, I'm a man, I'm a woman. All these are an illusory show, and it's because of my own desire. By the same token, Bhagavatam says, Bhayam dvitya binibesha tasad ishad apetasya viparya yosmriti tanmaya tad buddha abhajetam bhaktyaka yesham gurudeva tatma. That if you want to come out of this absorption in that which is not real, in your false identity as being some material entity, then turn your attention to Krishna. That's bhakti. Bhakti yoga means come see the deity and bow down. It feels so good to bow down. Nobody wants to do it in the material world. They think it'll hurt, it'll wreck my position. But if you just put your head on the ground in front of Krishna, then you don't need anything else. You feel satisfied. Okay, I'm okay now. And Tanmaya Buddha Abhajet Tam Bhaktyaka Yesham. So Bhagavatam gives full permission. Now give your complete attention to Krishna. You don't have to do anything else. Tasmad ekena manasa bhagavan sattvatam pati shrotavya kirtitavyasya deya pujam chanityada. Says the Bhagavatam, just give your full attention to worshiping Krishna through Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atman, Nivedanam, and everything will come naturally from that. The light will come rushing back in and you'll become happy. If you love the Bhagavatam, you love it. You can't live without the Bhagavatam. It's your worshipable deity. You keep the Bhagavatam and you wake up to the Bhagavatam. You go to sleep to the Bhagavatam. You see the Bhagavatam and you want to do puja. You want to bow down to it. That's life. That's light. That's Krishna. And all the other nonsense that's going on in the world, all the noise, who said what about whom, What's the next big move by the some musician or some politician? Shrotavyadin Rajendra Ninam Sahasrasaha. Shukadeva Goswami says, this nonsense has been going on since time immemorial. People have millions of things to talk about, but they're all detrimental to our spiritual health and advancement. Only Bhagavatam, Bhagavat Katha is helpful. Krishna Katha, Hare Krishna mantra. Thank you, Rameshwar Prabhu. It's so nice to be there. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Jai, good to see you.
So you were talking about the iPhone and the creator and how that captured our attention. There's a famous singer here in Argentina that he said that the conqueror, by taking care of his conquest, becomes a slave.
Right. Yes. And this is, thank you. That's an excellent point and a sutra to remember. This is brought up in the story of Hiranyakashipu, because when Hiranyakashipu asked for a benediction from Brahma, and Brahma said, oh, all right, I have to give it to you because you did all these austerities. Mentioned there by Shukadeva Goswami, don't ask for something you can't maintain. Everybody knew you can't maintain this no matter how many austerities you do, no matter how qualified you look at the time, it's going to crush you. The living entity can't handle that kind of stuff. We don't do well in the material energy, no matter how well situated we are. So Hiranyakashipu became powerful in the material sense through manipulation of the energy, but then he was crushed by it, and ultimately now stands as the iconic figure for how the material world doesn't work. And Prahlad Maharaj says that in his prayers. He says to Lord Nrsingadev, I already saw my father. He got everything. There's nobody that got more than him. And in a second, he lost it all. So why would I want to follow in his footsteps? I don't want to touch it. It's not restraint. It's realization. Such nice points, Prema. Thank you so much. Look we have Sri Madhava Mahotsava Prabhu. He says, being captured and killed by illusion, and reminds me of a deer being killed by the illusion of water in a desert mirage. Yes, Prabhupada gives that example. In fact, it comes up several times in the Bhagavatam. There's in the prayers of Akrura, he talks about how I've gone away from oasis, I've gone out in the desert, and Prahlad Maharaj says in his prayers to Lord Nrsingadev, Kutrashisha Shruti Sukham Mrigatrishni Rupa, that this material world is like a mirage. Mrigatrishni, Mriga means a deer. And Mrigatrishni, he's thirsty, a thirsty deer. Mrigatrishni Rupa, and what does he see? The Rupa? He's seeing water in the desert. It's not there. It's just a reflection, but he runs after it anyway, thinking that he's going to get some satisfaction, but he drops dead trying. And so that's what I do in the material world. I think I'm going to get it. It's just around the corner. I remember when I was a little kid, I thought, when am I going to get older? Be, like a bigger boy. And then when am I going to be a teenager? Then it's really something. Of course, I joined the Hare Krishna movement, but that changed a lot of things. But then I know the psychology is when I get to my 20s, then I'll be happy. No, when I'm in my 30s, and then life goes on. It's a chase, and I never quite get there. And then I drop dead trying, and I have to start over again. And Krishna said, you want to try again? He said, let me go for the race. So the devotees, Bahunam Jamanamante Gyanavam Mam Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. After many, many, many chases like that, finally, the intelligent person says, no mas. I give up. I'm surrendering to Krishna. He's everything. So thank you. Madhava also said, when you quoted by limited conjectural endeavors reminds me that I can't even see my eyelids without a mirror, and being so impotent to understand Krishna through blunt seeing. Yes. So we should take Krishna's advice to become very humble. Amanidvam adambipam ahimsa shantirarjavam acharyopasanam. He talks about the elements that allow us to enter deeply within the process of understanding Krishna. And that's being humble, being prideless. Devavrata is ready to go.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I was just appreciating the point how just as like everything is being nourished by the sun, everyone's being maintained by Krishna. And I was singing this song by Bhaktivinoda Thakur this morning about becoming the Vaishnav's dog. And in that, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is just leaving everything in Krishna's hands. Like, you'll take care of my meal, you'll take care of my shelter. All I want to do is just continue to worship your lotus feet. So I was just thinking about something that Radhika Nagar told me when I was in Mayapur, which is just trust Krishna, because everything's under his control. Whereas the materialist, he tries to make all adjustments to try to make himself happy. The devotee just becomes satisfied with whatever Krishna is giving him.
Yeah, thank you for reminding us that. It's very important. There's a good example of this in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in which now the Muni's name went out of my head suddenly. He prayed for a wife after 10,000 years. Please refresh my memory, somebody.
Kardama Muni.
Kardama Muni, yes. So Kardama Muni, such a great sage that when Krishna saw his austerities and his endeavor to please him, he shed a tear, did the Lord. And that created that Sarovara there, which was started by the Lord's tear. Can you imagine? Krishna shed a tear out of compassion for his devotee, appreciating his sincerity. And of course, in the beginning of the creation, there's a way in which this open order is there to populate the universe and stuff like that. So it's one of his duties. And as a sage, of course, he's performing these austerities, and then the Lord appears to him out of this compassion. And then he says that in his prayers, he said, I need a wife to fulfill my duty. And so the Lord says, yes, I know already. This is instructive because Ishvara sarvabhutanam hridaya junatishthiti brahmayan sarvabhutani yantra rudrani maya. Krishna knows what's in our heart. He knows more than we do. And he understands the intention of the devotee and the desires of the devotee. And when we direct our desires towards serving him and pleasing him, then he'll make the energies work in that way. Tesham satata yuktanam pachatam priti purvakam dadami buddhiyogam tam yenamam upayantite. If you're just sincere and you try, then Krishna moves heaven and earth to facilitate our practice of devotional service. So my main point in this is that Kardama Muni then left up the decision and the arrangement to the Lord. And Prabhupada says, when you have some desire, and Bhagavatam says, akama sarvakama va moksha kama udaradi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. You should approach Krishna, but here's how you do it. You put it before Krishna, I need this, but then you leave it up to him how to do it. Don't try to jam it in there. Try to, wait for the hole to open by Krishna's arrangement. So he said to Kardama, I've made an arrangement for you. And Prabhupada said, Krishna can always make a better arrangement than we can. So be patient. He knows, and let him help us to serve him better. Then Ankita said, why is it not a sin to kill and eat plants? It is a sin. But it's the rule of the material world is jivasa jivanam. Ahastani sahastanam aparani chatushparam palguni tatra mahatam jivo jivasa jivanam. Shaunaka Rishi says that what the living beings that have hands are prey on the ones who don't have hands, the ones that have legs prey on the ones who don't have legs, and the general rule holds that one living being is food for another, and it's sinful. That's the whole material world is sinful from top to bottom. You can't live here without committing sin. If you breathe, if you move, if you eat, if you drink water, if you grind grains, if you walk around, you're killing living entities. And certainly killing plants. I mean, even in the process of gardening, there's so many deaths you have to create. Cotton. You say, I just wear cotton. I'm a vegan. And then, you know how many gerbils you killed to get your cotton? Millions of them. They live in cotton plants, and they go by and they take the gerbils are killed. You can't get away from it by taking a broom around. Therefore, we're not vegetarians. We're prasadamatarians. So whatever we eat, we first offer to Krishna, and we offer to Krishna what he likes. He doesn't like dead flesh. If he did, we'd have no problem with it, but he doesn't. And so he says, Patram pushpam phalam doyam, offer me some spinach with a tulsi leaf on top. So that's what we do. And when you offer to Krishna, it becomes shishta. This is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, that when you offer things to the Lord and you take the remnants, you're no longer a sinner. But if you just cook vegetables, you're a vegan and you eat vegetables all day long, and you don't offer them to Krishna, then you're eating only sin. So we're not vegetarians. We're not vegans. We eat prasadam. And that's our lifestyle, is we're for Krishna. And we take shelter of Krishna's order in the Bhagavad Gita, Sarva dharman parityaja mame kam sharanam vraja, aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishami ma suchaha. You take shelter of me to be free from all these sinful reactions. Nonetheless, people who say, what's the difference between eating plants and eating animals, you're killing the same thing, they lack vivek, or discrimination. As Prabhupada would say, then if you think there's no difference between killing a goat and killing, taking the top off of a beet or something like that, then why don't you eat your baby? Why don't you just take it to the extreme and say, if there's no difference between one form of life and another, then are you going to eat your baby? You wouldn't do that. There's, even on the material plane consideration, there's some consideration that a less violent type of a diet is better. But that's not our main argument. Our main point is that we're for Krishna. Bal Mukund Prabhu says 4 transcendental features: his personality, his impersonal effulgence, particles of his potency, the living being, and the principal cause of all causes. What is difference between personality and principal cause of all causes? I understand Krishna is personality, and principal cause of all causes, sarva karana is the same. This is for the sake of explicating all the different features of the Lord, because it's very specifically mentioned in the Shastra how he extends himself and makes the creation happen, and how he's the supreme cause of all causes. So in the form of Sankhya, or counting categories, which can be counted in many different ways, and it doesn't, it can be changed at different times, the way the categories are counted. That's one of the categories to distinguish that Krishna is also the cause of all causes, that he expands himself through his energies into the world. Bal Mukunda?
Thank you, Maharaj. It explains.
Okay. Vaikuntha Nayaka Prabhu weighing in from South India. This is regarding the statement, and it's a reflection, even fundamental knowledge of material creation bewilders the scientist. I was reminded of a lecture by Sadaputta Prabhu. He was saying how the scientists are going in circles trying to understand life. The scientists thought that if they need to understand life, they need to understand biology. But then the biologists said that it all boils down to chemicals. So the scientists thought that by the study of chemistry, we can understand biology and hence life. And then the chemist said that everything in chemicals is about molecules and atoms, and that only physics can help you understand. And then people studying physics came up with the theory reality at the level of atoms is dependent on the observer, someone with life. So we are back to square one. We started off trying to understand life and then ended up concluding that only one with life can understand life. And they accused religionists of infinite regress. Well done. Bravo. Very nicely done. You saved that. That's good. We should make a little pamphlet out of that and distribute it. Power phrase, opposite of love is not hate but indifference. Yes. If you've ever felt indifference, I mentioned that in a little movie we made in Mayapur about the glance. In the beginning of creation, there's the glance, maya yakshena prakriti. Krishna looks over the natural nature and it manifests. If you don't get somebody's glance, if somebody averts their glance, doesn't give you intention, they're indifferent to you, then there's a way in which we feel the void. Shraddha, another power phrase, a void has the word void in it. So when you avoid someone, you are creating a void, a gap. Yes. Srimadhava Mahotsava reflection. Your explanation of Harinam in New York reminds me of Bhagavad Gita 11:36, where Arjuna says to Krishna, the whole world becomes joyful upon hearing your name, but the demons avoid, are afraid, and they flee here and there. All this is rightly done. Yes. Good citation. You can understand that it's always been there, this phenomenon in the material world. When you bring the transcendental vibration, some people run away because they don't want to hear it. Rupa Goswami says, Yadabaso pyudyan kablita bhavadvante vibhavo drishan tatvandanam api dishati bhakti pranayinim. That when they hear it, however, it awakens in them some sense of their relationship with Krishna. It's so powerful. It's hard to get away from, actually. Because the holy name is an aggressor. He comes after us. He hunts us down. You can be somewhere hiding out in some island somewhere, and then you'll hear ching, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And next thing you know, you're like, what is this Hare Krishna? I can't stop saying Hare Krishna. And then little do they know, Yadabaso Pyuda Kavalita Bhavadvanta Vibho, it's swallowing up the darkness, this name of Krishna. And Drisham Tattva Andanam, even if you're blind to Tattva, the truth, then this name will awaken you to the truth of your existence. That, hey, I forgot, I'm a Hare Krishna. Be careful. If you say Hare Krishna, you become a Hare Krishna. Then we have power phrase from the conqueror, by taking care of his conquest, becomes a slave. Ooh, sent by Prema from Argentina. The care package from Argentina. Madhava Prema, Krishna can make better plans for us than ourselves. Yeah, that's definitely a power phrase. Bhakti and Barsha, good to see you. We are Krishnatarians. That's correct. It's the only sane argument that actually effectively works. It's the only place to stand is under Krishna. That we're with Krishna, deal with it. Shraddha Devi Dasi, another power phrase, we are not vegetarians, we are prasadamatarians. We're Krishnatarian, we are prasadamatarians. Bas. Okay, now we have a 1-minute break. So please talk amongst yourselves some Krishna Katha, and I'll be right back.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
The reference to Hiranyakashipu being crushed by his own powers or material nature reminds me of there's so much scientific advancement, nuclear weapons, nuclear power, and now it's become a burden, a great burden. Military advancements become a great burden on the survival of the planet, and how some of these conveniences, they've put the planet into jeopardy, destruction of forests. And so the same scientists turn around, having invented, maybe it's of course it's a different batch of scientists, but they go, oh no, wait, we've sped up your use of so much energy, now slow down, stop, it's destroying us. Like the Frankenstein, you create the Frankenstein, now it kills you, or you open Pandora's box and you can't close it. So just a reflection.
Very nice, Prabhu.
Very nice points, Śrī Madhava Mahotsava, very nice points. We can see it practically in our lives and in the world and in the planet. Yesterday during my corporate talk, somebody asked, I mentioned that when we direct our love, it was about love yesterday, when we direct our love to our original conscious source, who is love personified, then we naturally feel aligned and completely happy. And she asks, when we do that, does it make our relationships with other people and with the planet better? And I was so happy to get such a good question. And I said, yes, it does, because we see everything in relationship to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And therefore we show respect to the world. The mentality of trying to dominate the material nature comes back to bite us. And when we think of everything in relationship to the Supreme Lord and we worship nature, for instance, in the Panchatrick Vidhi, before you step on the floor, when you wake up in the morning, you say, "Oh, Mother Bhumi, please forgive me for stepping on your surface." There's this way that we walk lightly, and we only take what's needed. Ishavasamidang sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena. What's your quota? If you're hogging stuff and you try to take more than your quota and just pile it up, and then you're transgressing, and it's going to come back on you. So I was explaining how well placed her question was, because consciousness of our original divine source and giving our love there means that we become aware of how everything is sacred and should be treated nicely and should be dealt with accordingly. And even nature is divine. It's part of Krishna's energy. Who would throw a plastic cup on the ground knowing that it's not going to biodegrade? I mean, it's unconscionable. But if you're out of Krishna consciousness, then you just think, I'm the enjoyer. Our material civilization will solve it later. Doesn't matter. You throw something down and it's an abomination. What to speak of all the other kinds of exploitation of resources and of people. And Shraddha Devi Dasi says, from earlier tribute to His Holiness Bhakti True Swami, bottle your grief and drink from it later on the Tirobhava day. Yeah. Okay, so do we still have, is Jamila still on the call?
Yes, Mary.
Oh, that's so nice. You know the bhajan, it's called Bhajan Gita. Do we have that anywhere by any chance? I know I should have asked for it earlier, but the thing is, I just thought of it. Bhajare bhajare ama manati manda. The reason I thought of this is this song really by Bhaktivinoda Thakur is about remembering the Vaishnavas. When you remember the devotees, ajasra smara smarare, just remember, always remember the devotees. And he names the various great devotees of the Lord. And just by remembering, we become perfectly purified. So it's the preoccupation of the devotees to remember other great devotees and to remember Krishna. And this song brings that out. Is there a hope that we could get the song, or is that...
We have it, Marge.
You have it. Well, that is so nice. So can I switch over to Jamulus now?
Yes.
Okay, here I go. I'm going through the rabbit hole to the other side. I'll see you there in 1 second or two. Hare Krishna. Bhajare. 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 Bhaja. Worship. This re means oh. Like oh, bhajare, just worship. Bhajare, amar. Mana ati manda. Let's look at the translation first, please. My mind, how foolish you are. Oh, just worship. Oh, just worship the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna in the forest of Vraja. Oh, without such worship, there is no means of spiritual advancement. Just worship the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna in the forest of Vraja. Oh, giving up all speculative knowledge and materialistic activities. Just worship Gaura, Gadadhar, Advaita, and Lord Nityananda, the original spiritual master. Oh, knowing Lord Gaura and Lord Krishna to be the same. Oh, knowing the spiritual master to be very dear to Krishna. Just remember the dear associates of Lord Chaitanya, namely Srivas Thakur, Haridas Thakur, Murari Gupta, and Mukunda Datto. Oh, in deep love for Lord Gaura, you should remember, just remember the two great personalities, Srivas Thakur and Haridas Thakur. Just remember Sri Rupa Goswami, Sanatan, Jiva, and the two Raghunaths. Oh, if you are engaged in worshipping Lord Krishna, just remember the two great souls, Sri Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami. Just remember Raghava Pandit, Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Swarup Damodar Goswami, and Ramananda Roy. Oh, if you really seek love of Krishna, just remember Swarup Damodar Goswami and Ramananda Roy. Just remember Srila Kavi Karnapur and all his family members, especially his father, Shivananda Sain. Oh, always remember, Shri Kavi Karnapur and his family. Just remember all the sadhus who follow the path of Sri Rupa Goswami and who are absorbed in the ecstasy of bhajan. Oh, if you actually want residence in the land of Raj, just remember the sadhus who are followers of Srila Rupa Goswami. Bhajare, bhajare amar, manati manda.
Bhajare, bhajare
Bhajare, bhajare amar, manati manda. Bhajan vinna gati nahi re, Bhaja braja bane Radha Krishna, charana ravinda. Bhaja braja bane Jnana karma parihadire, Bhaja braja bane Radha Krishna, Bhaja Gaura Garadhara Dvaita Guru Nityananda Bhaja. Bhaja Gaura Gadadhara Dvaita Guru Nityananda Bhaja. Gaura Krishna Vidajenere Gaura Krishna Guru Krishna Prishta Jenere Smara Srinivas Haridas Murari Mukunda Smara
Srinivas Haridas Murari Mukunda
Smara Srinivas Haridas Murari Mukunda Smara Gaura Preme Smara Smara Re Smara Srinivas Haridase Smara Smara Rupa Sanatana Jiva Raghunatha Dvandva Smara Smara Rupa Sanatana Jiva Raghunatha Dvandva Smara Krishna Bhajan Jadi Kobere Krishna Bhajan Arupa Sanatane Smara Rupa Sanatan Smara Raghava Gopala Bhatta Swarup Ramananda Smara Smara Raghava Gopala Bhatta Swarup Ramananda Smara Krishna Prema Jadi Chaore
Krishna Prema Jadi Chaore
Swarup Ramanande Smara
Swarup Ramanande Smara
Smara Goshti Sahakarna Pura Saint Shivananda Smara
Goshti Sahakarna Pura Saint Shivananda
Smara Goshti Sahakarna Pura Saint Shivananda Smara Ajasra smara smara re. Goshti sakarna pure. Smara rupa nuga sadhu jana bhajana ananda smara. Smara rupa nuga sadhu jana bhajana ananda smara. Braje Baschari Chaode. Brajabas Rupanuga Sadhu Smara. Rupanuga Smara. Ajasra Smara Smara Re. Ajasra Ajasra smara smara re. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo. Hare Bol. Chant Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Nitai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gaura Hari Bo. Ajasra smara smara re. Ajasra smara Ajasra smara smara re. Jaya Vaishnav Thakur, Vaishnav Thakur, Vaishnav Thakur, Jaya Vaishnav Thakur.
Jaya Vaishnav Thakur, Jaya Vaishnav Thakur, Vaishnav Thakur,
Jaya Vaishnav Thakur, Vaishnav Thakur, Vaishnav Thakur, Jaya Vaishnav Thakur. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bo Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Shri Harinam Mahamantra Ki Gaura Premanande Nitai Gaura Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Nitai Gaura Hari Bo. Ajastra Smara Smara
Ajastra
Gaur Premanande Haribo. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. We went back to the other side. We came back from. See, in Vaikuntha, you can go to all different sides, in Goloka. Anywhere you want to go, you can go there and worship, and you can go to another forest, and in each place you can transfer. Because it's like a lotus, and then the petals close, and then you can walk from one place to the next to see Krishna, be with Krishna, enter into different pastimes. There's unlimited freedom in the spiritual world just to glorify Krishna constantly. So, in a minute we're going to have the Guru Puja.
Guru Maharaj, you had given us those goal making sheet that you'd asked us to make last time.
Yes.
I was sitting and working on that last week, and I realized that it was very pleasing for me personally to realize that when we sit down and we start thinking about our goals, not many material goals turned up. And I was thinking that we feel like sometimes we're not making any progress and we're not doing our services, or we're just stuck in the mud. But sitting down and actually assessing and analyzing what our life is about and what we want to do, whom we want to serve, really helps us get a sense of whether we're progressing or not, or we're in the right direction.
Yes, it does. Thank you for bringing that up. And as I brought up in another class recently, I use these Ziploc bags a lot. They're very convenient. This one's called Daily Disciplines. Daily Disciplines. Is it backwards? Or you can read that. And in it, I keep my goals written on sheets. For instance, as I mentioned, that process of putting down your main priorities in life. And then if you have your priorities on a sheet like this, notice how I'm not showing them, then you can make Krishna conscious affirmations. You have your goals written down. Just the process, taking time to write these things down, I recommend keeping them, main priorities, your specific goals, your affirmations, and things like that. And any other kind of things where you want to progress, where you have to practice at least 15 minutes a day to make progress in something. Keep it all in one place. And then you can pull it out and say, once I go through this stack, then I'll be fortified for the day. And it's extremely edifying and inspiring to reread your main purposes every day. the mind just thrives on it, because the Prabhupada says the mind becomes morose due to a lack of a worthy goal. And when your mind is fixed on your priorities, then when people see you, they'll go like, what happened to you? And I remembered that I'm a goal-seeking organism. And if you forget that, then you just have to accept what anybody tells you. Let's go here, let's go there. And then you feel morose because you don't feel engaged in your ultimate purpose of life. So the best thing about being a human, and if you look around, you see we're humans. We get to decide and write it down what we want to keep as our main priorities. And even within Krishna consciousness, you say, well, my priorities become Krishna conscious. Okay, make it more detailed. In what order? What's the most important thing to you? Do you want to prepare for death? Is that a priority to you? If you forget about that and then remember at the last minute, it's like doing your taxes about 10 minutes before they're due. And that never turns out very well, does it? Then you got to, put an extension and do it next time. So same thing, if you don't get ready for death, then you got to do an extension and do it next time or the next time after that. Don't put it off. Do it now. Why not? Be the one who's prepared for death because you thought of it ahead of time. Or maybe you have other priorities you want to make. Maybe one of your priorities is to become well-read. When you actually articulate it, I want to be well-read, well-versed. I make it my culture not to criticize Vaishnavas. That could be another one. I make it a point to cultivate my relationship with my family. I take time, I invest in it. That could be a priority. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying these could be priorities. And once you have them there, then your life is directed. So take time. It's actually the one thing you can do that will, no matter where you are, give you a spring in your step, because you'll be thinking, oh, now I've got somewhere to go. It won't be morose.
Prabhu, I just wanted to mention that I had written down 5 goals and 3 of them matched with what you said. So I'm super happy.
I'm super happy. If I'm thinking like you are, then I'm lucky. Very good.
I have a question though, Prabhu. I was just wondering, like, if we have a goal of going deep within doing our japa, so then should we put down sub goals for those?
Yeah. See, it keeps going. Because then, let's just say you have 7 or 5 main priorities in life. And then under there, you're going to start making, 5 subcategories. From them, 5 subcategories. And from there, write your Magna Carta. The whole United States is based on a document, Magna Carta. Then they said, let's do one for our little piece of land that we stole from the indigenous people. We'll make a little constitution and say the way things are run. And because of that, everyone sat down, they had meetings, they decided, what do we want? We want it different from the way it was under the crown. And this is what the freedoms are going to be. And these are our driving forces. A lot of them were metaphysical. And then once they had it on the document, they all signed it, even at the risk of their life. And that's why it perpetuated. And then they modified it after that with the Bill of Rights. They said, well, this isn't enough. We need some more subcategories. And it's still going on, because you take it to court and say, what about this one? And say, it needs to be this way, that way, according to this time in history. So they change it a little bit. But you're directed. You have to be directed. You have to have your own personal Magna Carta. So take the time to write about what your life is for. And then you take that Magna Carta and you preserve it. And you look at it every day and you go over it and say, this is why I exist. This is why I have. And then you'll realize, I only have a few days left here on the planet. So what am I going to do with them? This is what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to get caught up in trivia because I don't have time. I got to fulfill my ultimate purposes here.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Excellent. Anybody else do their homework? Well, all you need is a pad. I recommend these pads, big pads. I like this one. It's called Mixed Media. You can draw, you can paint on it. It's got this really nice paper where you can use all kinds of colors. Even if you wanted to do watercolors, you could here. And you collect these. You can put a sticker on the front what your particular book is for, and then you can work on it. Make sure you give yourself enough room to write. Don't pick a tiny little piece of paper or scrap. I mean, even that's okay. But if you give yourself a little more room to think and grow, and think on paper, and then start looking at it every day, and then you can refine it as you go. You can even make affirmations. These are very nice to have. If you have affirmations, I'll read you a couple of mine. Affirmations get you going in the right direction every day. Here's 10 of them. I am the architect of my life. I practice with focused attention and sincerity to develop good habits. 2, I am disciplined in my service to my guru. 3, my body is healthy, my mind is brilliant, my habits are balanced. You don't have to write them down, I'll give them to you. 4, I see that I'm not my body or mind, and that I am therefore superior to negative thoughts and low actions. 5, I forgive easily. 6, I listen carefully for Krishna's voice, which leads me to new brilliant ideas in his service. 7, I go out of my way to encourage myself and others. 8, I appreciate devotees. 9, everything that is happening now is happening for my ultimate good by Krishna's arrangement. 10, I depend on Krishna's holy names in all circumstances. So if you start the day with this affirmation, then it echoes in your mind throughout the day. And
Vaisesika Prabhu,
yes,
that's brilliant. That's super brilliant. Thank you for sharing that priceless piece of wisdom. So thank you.
Oh, you're quite welcome, Prabhu. You're the brilliant one in the family here. Huh? Someone else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Good
to see you, Śrī Caitanya. Hare Bo.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much for such another wonderful class. I'm just so inspired and fired up. I have a question. In the process of setting goals, I've noticed, at least in few of my friends and in my own personal life as well, that when we make the goals, with husband and wife, they're different. One may have a priority to, when the kids are young, to focus on their education, and another might have a higher priority to just pursue spiritual life and let Krishna take care of everything else that follows. And I find myself at crossroads, because how do I guide myself and others who are in this kind of a situation as to what is the better priority? Should one just give up their priorities and follow their spouse's priorities? Because we don't want the boat to sink while trying to both keep our goals, in our own priority. So how do we balance that, or how do we, deal with that?
Well, everybody's different. There's no stereotype. The way couples fit together is always, it has some imperfect edges, and the way to make it work in the best possible way you can is through open communication. That's why Nirkula and I always recommend that before people get married, they do premarital counseling and start the communication process early. This is how we talk and coordinate. Everyone has different natures. Nirkula once said to me, "I'm low maintenance, I'm not no maintenance." You got to take time. You have to take time to invest and, talk and relationships develop by trust. Trust develops by communication and by consistency in keeping promises and things like that. It's the most sacred thing. And when you have a good relationship and you can work together because of trust and that's developed by communication, and then you become empowered. It's an empowering relationship. Look at the Prachetas. They were empowered by Krishna because they cooperated. So Grihastha ashram with relationships, it's the main lesson. How do I learn to put others' needs before myself so they can thrive, but at the same time I have a base for which my needs are being fulfilled, so I'm in a natural position of life. You have to have bala, oja, and tejas to survive anywhere. You have to have strength of mind, enthusiasm, You have to have some sensual strength, and your life has to feel comfortable. And so if you're out of balance in any of those places, then you have to negotiate it so you can have that and at the same time go on serving others. So it takes a little work, yeah. Now, just excuse me for one more minute. I'll be right back. I have something important to do, and please talk amongst yourselves, and I'll be right back.
Mother Mahotsa Prabhu, do you have more gems coming our way? Or anybody else?
I really like the point that Prabhu was just mentioning, that how we have to balance everything out.
Yeah, especially the one where he says in the very beginning of today's lecture, don't go off your medicine, you'll go crazy. And I realized, oh my God, that was what it was. Like when you get off your meds and the pain hits you, if you get off your meds and you start clogging up again, and then you realize, oh my God, I go get my meds again. And realize we are here to, we are diseased and we're here to find a cure. So obviously we do have to take our medication every day. If we think we're healthy.
That's true. I was just thinking, Mataji, how whatever Vaisesika Prabhu read, there is no difference from his affirmations and who he is. So yeah. I always think, like, how come he can forgive? He just personifies each and every one of those affirmations.
Yes. It was not just forgive, it was forgive easily. I was like, how do you do that?
And then how to go an extra mile to encourage everyone.
Yeah.
That was something that touched my heart.
Yes. And then I do everything with focus, because even though we do devotional service for many years, because that focus is not there, we don't make progress. But even though he's so exalted, he still has those goals that I want to do it with focus. Thank you, Prabhu, for sharing those. We were just talking about how you embody everything that you just said.
And more, Vaisesika Prabhu.
I'm running behind you all. And counting myself lucky that Krishna dropped me off in the midst of actual devotees. Thank you.
So you're going to share those affirmations with us, right?
Yeah, I'll share them. You can have those. I'll send a copy so that you could just put it out on everyone can have one.
One last point. This is Srivas Panditas here.
Yes, Prabhu.
The fact that you said encourage yourself and others, I think that's a very important point. Often at the time, we have to have that balance. So thank you. I know. In lockdown, I realized I have to be my own best coach. There's so much time I spend alone now. And, I find myself talking to myself, come on, you could do it now. Get up, boy. Come on over here, boy. And I realized, you have to coach yourself up, and you have to keep going. You just have to stay alive. And it's an important period for us all now under lockdown to see. This is like a little test for a little while. Like, how can we do now that situation's different? We have to trust ourselves, and when we have that, then we feel confident in telling other people. Like, I was counseling a couple other young devotees the other day. And they were saying, well, that sounds like hard to follow. And I said, I wouldn't tell you if I wasn't following it myself. I wouldn't have the gall to tell you to shoot for something like that if I wasn't doing it. And, any of our potency comes from what we're able to do ourselves. Otherwise, well, let me say the otherwise point. The point is that if you do something and you realize it to some degree, then that's what you can really share that has potency. And even if you don't share it, your life will have potencies. Potency comes from integrity. Not that I have much, but I'm just saying that, those who do have it, that they emanate something. There's a molecule that comes out that you can't get anywhere else. It's something that's true because it matches with what they're actually doing. Dayanidhi, Haribo. Prabhu, go ahead.
I think I accidentally hit unmute.
Well, lucky for us, it's good to see you, our cowherd boy. You're going to Goloka, you know that?
Hare Krishna. Sure hope so.
I'm just
What-
saying.
Vaisesika,
Prabhu.
just
Yeah.
one last point, just on the mention of you having paucity of integrity, let me mention that you are the touchstone of integrity that is kind of rubbing on others. So,
By your association, Srivas Pandit Prabhu, and you know that very well. Hare Krishna. Now, let's go back on Jamulus to do the Guru Puja. And then just after that, we have some announcements. Hare Krishna. We transported to the other side. Namashreshtam manamapi shachiputra matra sarupam shirupam tasyagrajam urupurim maturim goshtavatim radha kundam girivaramoho radhika madhavasham prapto yasya pratitikripaya shri gurum tam natosmi. He Guru Jnanada Dinabandho Swanandadata Karunaika Sindho Vrindavana Sinahitavata Prasida Radha Pranaya Prachara. He Dinabandho Karunaika Sindho Kuru Prasadam Maimandamudhe Laksha Parade Bahupapagade Padme Stumatishta Krishna. I bow down to the beautiful lotus feet of my spiritual master, by whose causeless mercy I have obtained the supreme holy name, the divine mantra, the service of the son of Shachi Mata, the association of Srila Sarup Damodar, Rupa Goswami, and his older brother, Sanatan Goswami. The supreme abode of Mathura, the blissful abode of Vrindavan, the divine Radha Kunds and Govardhan Hill, and the desire within my heart for the loving service of Shri Radhika and Madhava in Vrindavan. O spiritual master, O giver of divine wisdom, O friend of the fallen, you are the giver of your own bliss, and you are the only ocean of mercy. Although dwelling in Vrindavan, you have descended for the welfare of fallen souls like myself, and you are preaching the divine love of Radha for Krishna. Please be kind upon me. O friend of the lowly, O Gurudev, you are the only ocean of mercy. I am a dull fool and have committed hundreds of thousands of offenses. I have fallen into a dense myriad of sins. Therefore grace me with your mercy, so that my mind may be fixed on your lotus feet and on Sri Krishna. The lotus feet of our spiritual master are the only way by which we can attain pure devotional service. I bow to his lotus feet with great awe and reverence. By his grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. Our only wish is to have our consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens our darkened eyes and fills our hearts with transcendental knowledge. He is our Lord, birth after birth. From him ecstatic prema emanates. By him ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, the friend of the poor, and the Lord and master of the devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us. Give us a shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread all over the three worlds. Give me the starting note. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kivalabha Kati Sadma. Bando mui savadhana mate. Jahara prashade bhai bhavato giya jai. Krishna prapti hoy jaha hoy te. Guru mukha padma vakya chitete ko riya oikya. Anakori ho mane asha. Charane rati shayu tamagati. Je prasade pure sarva asha. Je prasade pure sarva asha. Chakudan dilo je janme janme prabhu she. Divyagam hrede prokashito. Prema bhakti ja hoite abhidya vinasa jate. Vede gai jahara charito. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adhama Janara Bandhu. Karuna Sindhu Adhama Janara Bandhu.
Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adhama Janara Bandhu.
Lokana Lokera Jivana.
Lokena Lokera Jivana.
Ha ha Prabhu Korodaya Deha More Pada Chaya. Prabhu Koradoya Deho More Padachaya.
Prabhu Koradoya Deho More Padachaya.
Ebe Jash Kushuk Tribhuvana.
Ebe Jash Kushuk Tribhuvana.
Ebe Jash Kushuk Tribhuvana.
Ebe Jash Kushuk Tribhuvana.
Ha Prabhu Korodoya Deho More Pada Chaya. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada,
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Saminiti Namine.
Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Saminiti Namine.
Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurani Pracharine Shesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Rishatadine.
Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Rishatadine.
Prabhu Gita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri
Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Shri Krishna
Chaitanya
Prabhu
Nityananda
Shri Advaita
Gadadhar
Shivasadi
Gadadhar
Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Gopevrande!
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha
Krishna Yadavaya Namaha,
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha,
Gopal Govindaram Sri Madhusudan
Gopal Govindaram Shri Madhusudan,
Giridhari Gopinath Madan Mohan
Giridhari Gopinath Madan Mohan,
Śrī Caitanya Nityananda Śrī Advaita Sita
Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita,
Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita
Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita,
Shri Rup Sanatan Bhatt Raghunath
Shri Rup Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath,
Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath
Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath,
Etai Gosai Kori Charana Vandan
He Jai Gosai Kori Charana Vandan,
Jaha Hoite Vignanash Apishta Puran
Jahati Vignanash Abhishta Puran,
Echai Gosai Jar Muitar Das
He Jai Gosai Dharmai Dharmadas,
Tansabara Pararenu Mora Panchagra
Tansavara Padarenu Mora Panchadam,
Tandera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanivas
Nandira Charana Sevi Bhakta Shanivas,
Janame Janame Hoye Ādi-līlā Janame Janame Echai Gosai Jabe Braje Koilabas
He Jai Gosai Jabe Braja Koilabas,
Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Koila Prakash
Shri Shri Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Koila Prakash,
Shri Shri Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Koila Prakash. Get ready, get ready. Bolo Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan Bolo Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan Shri Guru Vaishnava Padi Majmiyaman Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Kori Ash Nam Sankirtan Kohe Narottamadas Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Bolo
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Nadia go to Godru me Nityananda Mahajan Pate Achinam Hata Jivara Kara Shadavan Jan He Shadavan Jan He Shadavan Jan He Shadavan Jan He Prabhu Ragnai Bhai Magiye Bika Prabhu Ragnai Bhai Magiye Bika Bolo Krishna Bhajo Krishna Koro Krishna Shika
Bolo Krishna Bhajo Krishna Koro Krishna Shikha
Bolo Krishna Bhajo Krishna Koro Krishna Shika
Bolo Krishna Bhajo Krishna Koro Krishna Shikha
Aparada Shuna Hoy Loho Krishna Nam
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 Krishna Mata Krishna Pita Krishna Dhana Pran
Krishna Mata Krishna Pita Krishna Dhana Pran
Krishna Mata Krishna Pita Krishna Dana Pran
Krishna Mata Krishna Pita Krishna Dhana Pran
Hey Krishna Samsara Koro Chari Anasha
Krishna Samsara Guru Chari Anasha
Krishna Samsara Koro Chari Anasha
Krishna Samsara Guru Chari Anasha
Jive Doya Krishna Nam Sarva Dharma Sar It's our mission statement. Jive Doya Krishna Nam Sarva Dharma Sar Hey Nariya Godru me Nityananda Mahajan Nadiya Godru me Nityananda Mahajan Jaya Gaura Nitai Gaura Nitai Gaura Nitai Jaya Gaura Nitai Nitai Gaura Haribo Haribo Haribol Nitai Gaura Haribol Nitai Gaura Premanande Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Shri Harinam Mahamantra ki Shri Harinam Prabhu ki Gaura Premanande Nitai Gaura Haribo 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo Hari Haribo Gaura Premanande Haribo Haribo There, see, we came back to the other side of Govardhan Hill. We can go to any place and be with Krishna through his holy name. Okay, we have some announcements. I'll be back in 1 minute.
You can have some tunes, Manisha.
Hare Krishna. I just wanted to introduce somebody to you that I've known for a few years. This is my wife, Nirakula Devi Dasi. I met her in Los Angeles as it was arranged marriage. And she was at the time serving the BBT and also the deities. And when we met, we talked about our goals in life. And it's been a really important journey for me that we've been on this together. And that I must say that I've never felt more supported by anyone in my life than Nirakula. She always puts herself second and me first in all circumstances. And I'm deeply, deeply grateful to you, Nirakula, for all that you do for me. It's I won't be able to repay the debt. I know that I'll be lacking when I leave this world in ways in which to repay you. But I thank you very, very much, and I can attest to Nirakula Devi Dasi's devotion to Srila Prabhupada. It's never wavered, ever, and her practice is as solid as it gets, which is help to me, who am struggling along always. And it happens to be Nirakula's birthday today, so I just thought I'd introduce her to all of you. Hare Krishna. Haribol.
Haribol.
Happy birthday, Nirakula.
Happy birthday, Mataji.
Happy birthday, Mataji.
Happy birthday, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Hare Krishna, Guru. Happy birthday.
Hare Krishna to you.
Hare Krishna
to you.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna to you. Hare
Haribol. Thank you all. It's really, really nice to see you all on the screen. It's amazing how, even the virtual sight and presence really fills our hearts these days. And I had no idea Prabhu was going to speak like that. But thank you. It's been the biggest blessing in my life. And I always have felt that it was Srila Prabhupada's mercy and Rukmini Dwarkadish's mercy on me to give me such a amazing husband. And so I'm also so very grateful to be a part of this community, which inspires me and enlivens me and encourages me and makes me so proud every single day. Krishna has sent you all here to this world, to this Silicon Valley, to LA, to wherever you are in South India, on the East Coast, to serve in his mission, in Lord Chaitanya and Srila Prabhupada's mission. And as I said, you all inspire me so much because of how you've taken this to your hearts. I'm deeply, deeply indebted to all of you for your love and affection. It really, really keeps me going. We didn't have children, as you all know, but I consider you all, I hope you don't mind, as my very own. And I love you that way. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Wow. Thank you.
Nirkula, could you tell the story of what Prabhupada said to you when you first got initiated?
Srila Prabhupada said my name. He said, first, you say the regulative principles and that you'll chant 16 rounds. And then Srila Prabhupada said my name. And he said, Akula means to be confused. And I can tell you at that moment, I was never more confused in my life. My brain was just bouncing around in my head. It seemed like for an eternity. And then he said, and Nira means not. So your name means one who never becomes confused, fixed up. Of course, Dasi. So I'm the servant of one who never becomes confused, fixed up. And that also was a blessing. Because I found out another name for that is one without anxiety. In the first quarter of my life, there was a lot of anxiety. My home life before I left to become, to go out on my own and become a devotee and all. And then the first several years of my life in Krishna consciousness were filled with stress. But I can see that Srila Prabhupada, just by even giving me that name, that was also, of course, whatever name he gives you is a blessing, but I can see its direct import in my life.
And tell about the flowers. What did Prabhupada say about flowers in the vase?
One of my services would be to clean Srila Prabhupada's room when he was in LA, and fortunately he was there a lot. And so we used to do I did the flower run on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and we would change the vases, that often to match the deities' outfits and like that. And then when Srila Prabhupada was in town, we would use the flowers that had been on the altar to make vases for him. And they'd go on his desk, they'd go on his altar, they'd go near his bed, like that. And one day he came in and he said, he asked about the flowers, and he was told, not by me, he was told that, well, these are the flowers that they take off the altar and they bring up to you, Srila Prabhupada. And he said, because they're all still really fresh. As you can imagine, every day or two, getting fresh flowers from the flower market and then changing them, they were still very fresh. And Srila Prabhupada said, it's not necessary to change the flowers so often. He was always so conscious of every penny that was being spent. And even though it was being spent in Krishna's service, he was reminding us that use it wisely. And that was a lesson that really
So he said
stuck.
They could use it again? Like, don't switch it out every day just because it's every day, right?
Yeah. Just keep, until they're no longer fresh. So I always... that, and one time he sent a god sister, Dina Tarani, who sent a letter to Srila Prabhupada, and on the front she had written A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And when he wrote back to her, he sent her a letter back, a note back, he used the same envelope and he just put from on the top of it. So in all those little ways, I really learned from Prabhupada not to waste. And so those kinds of things, those simple little things, along with the bigger picture and the bigger philosophy and all, really has helped me to understand his mood in that way of managing Krishna's material, which becomes spiritual assets. Okay.
Well, I can attest to the fact that she's very frugal, but only when it comes to herself. She always spends money on other people. But, thank you very much for all that you're doing.
So nice to see you.
Hare Krishna.
Hey, Divyanga!
So, Hare Krishna. Now, let's see. Where's Chitralekha? Hare Krishna, Divyanga Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Vice. Happy
Hare Krishna.
birthday, Neer.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So sweet to see you and hear you.
Nice to see you too, Prabhu. Very, very nice.
And thank you for all your kindness and prayers. Radhi was so pleased.
Oh, good. Good. She's always in our hearts and in our thoughts and prayers.
Well, we're so grateful to have your association.
Hare Krishna, Div.
Hare Bo, Vaisesika.
Haribo.
There she is.
Hare Krishna, Chitralekha Saki, good to see you.
Hi.
How's everything in France? Everyone okay over there?
As far as I know.
So we're nice to have you. What time is it there?
7:30 p.m.
7:30 p.m. Thank you for joining. Hare Krishna.
And thank you for the lovely flowers.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So let's see. Malini, do you have an announcement?
Wish you a very happy birthday, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisance. Prabhu, we have a Sankirtan call as usual at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
But we just wanted to have Sukheshwari wanted to do a small presentation if you have time.
We always have time for Sukheshwari.
Yes, Prabhu. So, yeah. Go ahead, Sukheshwari.
Thank you, Prabhu. Can I share the screen, Shraddha Mataji? Can I get a...
Monisha will be able to.
Monisha.
Right, it's directly.
Thank you all. And I'll be really short and quick. I just wanted to make sure that everybody knows what is Bhagavad Seva, because I've had so many questions and people are a little confused about, the differences between what we already have. Hold on one second. Whatever we already have. I'm sorry. Okay. So Bhagavad Seva is actually, we want to bring the teachings, the wisdoms of ancient scriptures like Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. We do stories, learning the verses, or fun crafts, music, drama, online classes. All these are done online, very importantly. And of course, question and answer sessions with the kids. What is the main target? I mean, why are we doing this Bhagavad Seva program? Because we already have a Vedic Academy in the temple, right? So this is an online Sunday school, because Vedic Academy happens at the temple, of course, except during the COVID time. But otherwise, we will always have Vedic Academy at the temple, but for Bhagavad Seva will always be online. Now, the purpose of this and the target audience is that we are trying to follow up with people who have already purchased Bhagavatam, so we can actually do classes for them. Currently, for 2020, Bhagavad Seva is offering classes mainly for kids. But our goal is at some point to give classes for the adults as well, probably in a year or two. And we're also catering to the needs of the devotee kids around the world, and of course, spiritually inclined people. When we had a discussion with our core team, we decided that before when we start this, it should be something that we actually cater to the needs of the lowest lying fruit, and devotee community is the lowest lying fruit. So one of the most important parts is it's just, of course, following up with the people who have already purchased Bhagavatam. It also helps us to distribute Bhagavatam with the fees that we collect. So, Vedic Academy, whatever Lakshmi we get goes to the temple operations. Bhagavad Seva, whatever Lakshmi we get goes towards book distribution. So we have 4 age groups, like 3 to 5, 6 to 8, 9 to 12, and 13 to 17. And currently, these are the classes we are providing with anybody who would like to register. Now, I want all of us to know this project very well, because then you can tell it to your friends, your family, anybody around the world. So we have students who have enrolled from Brazil, Colombia, many students from East Coast. And I want to say that most of the Bhagavad Seva students are actually not ISV kids. I mean, there are some ISV kids, but again, ISV kids have the choice. They can do either or both. But this is mainly to cater to the kids around the world. And so we have 2 classes for the 3 to 5-year-olds. Similarly, we have 2 classes for the 6 to 8-year-olds and 2 for 9 to 12-year-olds. And we have 2 for the 13 to 17-year-olds. So we started the Sunday school online Sunday school program. This is the first time we released it as a semester. So we've always done 12-week course or summer courses. But this is basically August 2020 to December 2020. It'll be a 20-week course. And it's based on subscription. Basically, if suppose you do the whole 120 for the whole semester, you get bhaktilearning.com for free. I want to quickly show you all what is Bhakti Learning. I know several of you have approached and asked what is Bhakti Learning. Bhakti Learning is actually an online interactive program which you will get for free. Of course, our classes will happen online. Your child will have a teacher who will connect, who will teach them the shlokas, the stories, depending on the topic we are covering that particular semester. That would happen. But with that, they also get a free access to Bhakti Learning, which actually was launched about a couple months ago. And this is run by an Australian devotee called Prana Prabhu, His Grace Prana Prabhu and his team. And you have very wonderful, some Bhakti Club subjects that the kids can learn. This is like an extra thing that they get when they sign up for the whole semester. So they learn a shloka, they learn stories, Sanskrit pilgrimage. So every week they get like an assignment. So basically this is an Australian $1.95. That's probably about $65 to $70 US dollars. So that is what you should let people know that they get free when they sign up for this program. So just a quick look at what Bhakti Learning is. So this was just a little video on what exactly Bhakti Learning is about. So you can get a kind of an idea about what exactly you're going to get free when you sign up for the classes for Bhakti Seva, Bhagavad Seva. And you can fill in the form. The form is already gone. And basically you're going to choose which class you want to pick. Like, for example, if your child is 13 plus, you just choose Gita for All Made Easy. You just pick one particular class, and then you can pick the option for the payment. And so you also have a copy of the flyer that I've attached and I've sent it. So please share it with your friends and family, which has all the details. And of course, with the class that they have, like, for example, if a child is actually a 3 to 5-year-old student and he's doing Festivals of India, they will also have an elective, music or art, twice a month. And of course, you have the little tiny URL on the bottom that actually gives you access to the registration form. Yeah, I mean, that's what I just wanted to show. I wanted to make sure that is anybody having any questions, or, please, I want to make sure that everybody understands this entire program really well, and you'll be able to advertise out, and, because it's your advertisement and your talk to others will actually help us distribute Srimad Bhagavatam. And one set of Srimad Bhagavatam for India is about $150. So the more semester enrollments we have, so many more Bhagavatams we can place in villages of India. Thank you.
Sukeshwari has been the foundation of our educational system here at ISV since the very beginning. And I would say that what I see in you is spontaneous devotional service. Since the very beginning, you've spontaneously jumped forward to make sure to organize the kids' programs. And it's made all the difference to ISV. We would not be where we are without you at all. And then when you started distributing Bhagavatam sets, it was like you're possessed. You are haunted by the ghost of rasa and of the Bhagavatam. Sukeshri, we used to have a sign above the book room in Atlanta, Georgia, when I was stationed there during the war. And the sign above the book room said, "Eat book, sleep book." And when it comes to Bhagavatam, we should have a sign over Sukeshri's door that says, "Eat Bhagavatam, sleep Bhagavatam." You could tell from her enthusiasm for this. So the combination of these two things is amazing, what you're doing. And I think this is one of the most important programs. It's very well thought out, and it's going to expand. An uncanny thing happened the day that she was asking me to send out the invitation on to the GBC and a bunch of other places. I got this frantic email from another devotee who's where is he, in Australia? Australia, saying, "We got this program, you have to, get into it and stuff." And it was a perfect compliment to the Bhagavat Seva. And it happened like 2 seconds before I was about to send things. So I forwarded it to Sukeshri, and then she and Manjula Kanta apparently worked together as a power team, and they figured out how to make it all work. And that's Krishna's arrangement. I mean, it couldn't have been more perfectly timed. So this thing has legs. It's really going to take off. So Bhagavat Seva is a brainchild that comes out of intense desire to serve Krishna and the kids. So we should really get behind it and promote Bhagavat Seva.
We have a huge team, Prabhu, that works.
See, she can't stop. She's possessed. Thank you very much, Sukeshri. Go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Sorry, go ahead, Mataji. I just had a couple of things I wanted to
Sorry,
give
Marsh,
us feedback.
we have one question. Can you please check on chat window?
Maybe her question is going to be taken offline. No. So Sunita Mataji from Chicago, she's asking that if we enroll as a monthly subscription, do we get a free access to Bhakti learning? Unfortunately, no. Our goal is that we want to move out, because when last time we had about 100 kids enroll and everybody was doing monthly. So it was so difficult because we had to literally look at every child if they're paying monthly. So just to take that point out, those who register for the whole semester, they will get Bhakti learning, because Bhakti learning actually costs $65 to $70 US dollars for a year. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji.
So thank you so much. I think I'm so happy for my deep relationship with Sukeshwari has been for a very long time. I'm very happy for you that you have launched this project. And of course, this is Sankirtan, so this is the heart of ISV. I just had a couple of things for feedback. That's something that the team at Bhagavat Seva can think about. One is that I noticed that only in all the different classes that you have as options, the choice is that we can only register for one. Is there a reason for that, or maybe it's something that you can think about? I think the goal is to have students as much as possible, if they're interested, they can register for more than one class, right? So that might be something that you may want to think about if that's something you want to do in the long run. And the second thing is that—
You mean at one point of time, right? At one point of time, they can register to either of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now it's restricted to just one class at a time, right? I mean, I think the goal is that we want to encourage more classes if they want to. Like, one student can take more than one class. I don't see the reason why they can't, because the good part about Bhagavat Seva is that there is no time overlap. Like, the classes are not in at the same time. So if one student wants to join 2 classes, they can do that, right? But I think the current form that I saw that you shared doesn't give that option to them. The second thing is that I know that I remember asking, but I was not sure what is the exact reason to call it as a Sunday school, because the classes are on all days of the week. I think it has created a little bit of confusion for a lot of parents, who already attend Vedic Academy. And this is more for us, as at ISV, to see whether, adding or removing Sunday school is something that, we want to do in the long run, or it's something that, you want to, change the name so that it's more clearer and not misleading. When someone just sees, okay, Sunday school, then they see all classes on all days. It doesn't quite match up.
Yeah.
So that was the thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. We had the discussion. Yeah. Thank you, Raseshwari. This is a very important question. We had a discussion about Sunday school as a concept in ISKCON. So we've never had an online Sunday school happen in around the world. There is no online Sunday school happening till today. So for those parents who are outside ISV, yes, for ISV kids, that's the reason I wanted to do this entire thing for our ISV kids to understand. Please enroll Bhagavad Seva or enroll Vedic Academy. It's a decision you should make. But Vedic Academy will always happen at the temple. So you will have devotee association, you will connect with your friends and all those things. With Bhagavad Seva, you won't have that choice, because Bhagavad Seva will always happen online. It doesn't matter whether it's COVID. Now the confusion is more than ever, because I think even Vedic Academy will go online. So we will be sending the registrations forms out. That is also going to go online. But in usual scenario, maybe after a year when COVID is no more, hopefully, we will have Vedic Academy Sunday school at the temple. So online Sunday school, the main important reason we put the name Sunday school is there have been so many people in the world who want their kids to attend Sunday school, because there are so many shlokas out there. Only ISKCON has Sunday school as far as, I know there are Christian missionaries, other like Christianity has Sunday school, but no Hindu, so-called quote unquote, Sanatana Dharma, any of those classes, they're always called shloka class or this class or that class. But Sunday school is a concept in ISKCON, which everybody understands immediately. Oh, Sunday school, is it online now? Can I do it? So there have been so much of interest in online Sunday school, which that was my little research that I did, and we discussed with the core team. So we felt that, yes, we should just give the Sunday school what's available in ISV, which has been working for a long time, and we've been successfully running it. So we should just replicate it online. And that was the only reason. And I think it will be only the first year, a little confusion between parents that, oh, is it ISV? ISV has an online Sunday school, they have normal Sunday school. But I also think that there are so many parents in the Bay Area who always come and approached us in Vedic Academy who tell we want our kids to be enrolled in a Sunday school. But unfortunately, because of lack of space, I literally replied to 20 or 30 parents who we didn't even reply back last whole year, who have been asking, we want enrollment, but we didn't have space in Vedic Academy. So this is also a good way to tell, oh, you don't get a space in the normal classes in the school, just enroll online, at least that way. And I just thought this was also an answer to our question of, we don't have space. That concern is also solved with this program.
So it's 24/7 Sunday school.
Yeah,
Sunday school, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
I would just think, a name like Bhagavad Seva Online School or Online Children's School might be more something that, it just caters to a wider audience, because someone sees at Sunday school, they'll say, oh, it's on Sunday doesn't work for me. It actually limits those people who might not want to go on Sundays. And besides, the classes are on all days. So I was just thinking that way too, something that, to think about.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Raseshwari. Yeah,
thank you, Raseshwari, and thank you, Sukeshwari, for the wonderful presentation. And more questions, I'm sure that more questions are there, but you can connect with Sukeshwari offline, and then we can get all your questions answered, and we can tweak this program that would fit all our community needs as well as the devotees outside. Thank you so much, Sukeshwari and Raseshwari.
Yeah, and I will post, Subhadra Mataji, I will post it to you. Can you put your email ID on the chat? She just wants a registration form. Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Shri. Prabhu, I know we are running a lot over, but there is one more quick announcement that we want to make, that the kids at ISV, they have been working very hard under the guidance of Kameshwari. They're doing a presentation tomorrow to the devotees in London. They're doing a presentation on sadhana, seva, and sankirtan. So that's at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning Pacific time. And maybe we can share the details on the Weekend Warriors group. So if you'd like to come and support our kids, you should come. I just got a sneak peek of that presentation, and I must say it's really good. So you should definitely attend that.
Bravo! You have to register to attend?
Yes. We have to register to attend. And because it's kids, it's not recorded. So if you miss the chance, probably we may not be able to see it back also. So it's a good idea to register and attend.
Okay.
It's 9 a.m. tomorrow, Sunday.
Thank you.
Yes, Prabhu. Prabhu, we can end the announcements here, Prabhu. It's late, but
yes.
We'll meet at 2 p.m. today.
Okay. Who are the cooks for today, Avantika?
Yes. We'll meet at 2 p.m. today.
Okay. Malini, just one quick Prabhu, just one quick request. Can we get the kids' presentation? Malini, just one quick request. Can we get the kids' Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes. Yeah. We were able to hear you, Hansapriya, but now we can't.
Okay. So Malini, I was wondering if it's possible for the kids' presentation link can be sent out to ISV General so we can participate?
Yes. We can do something. Yes.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Today's prasadam was cooked by Ananda Mataji, Bhaktavatsal Prabhu, Bali Mardhan Prabhu, Hari Sankirtan Prabhu, Radhika Prema Mataji, Manchalakanta Mataji, Shama Sundar Prabhu, Savarna Gopika Mataji, Siddhakata Prabhu, and Tadiya Seva Prabhu.
Haribo! Sharira Vijaja Jotendriya Tahika Jive Pele Vishaya Shogare Dharmateti Payati Loba Moisu Durmati Taki Jita Katita Shanshare Krishna Borudoyamo Kori Bari Jihwajai Shaprashad Dilo-ba Shayanamrita Pao Radha Krishna Guna Premedako Śrī Caitanya-Caritāmṛta Premedako Śrī Caitanya-Caritāmṛta Share Govinde Nama Brahmani Vaishnave Sapa Punya Vatam Rajan Vishwasodani Jayate Prasade Sarvabhutu Kanam Hanya Shopajayate Prasanna Chetaso Yashu Bhakti-padya Pratishtate Tayopa Bhukta Sagandha Vasulankara Charchitaha Uchishta Bojino Dasa Stava Mayam Jayemahi Bhagavad Shri Mahaprasada Ki
Jai
Gaura Premanande Nitai Gaura Haribo 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo Come take prasadam. Haribo. Vanchakalptarusha kripasnabhevacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Can everyone please say Hare Krishna?
Hare Krishna.
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 Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare
Premanande Haribo. Haribo.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Haribo.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Hari Bol. Hey, Radha Kripa.
Hari Prabhu. Dhamma Pranam. So nice
Hare
to see
Krishna.
you.
Hari Bol, Prabhu.
Prabhu, we are missing you. We are hoping to see you at Sadhu Sangam.